Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is MMADraft.com, and this is the MMA Draft Spotlight. Right now, we're talking with Master Ernie Ramirez from San Jose, California. He owns Extreme Taekwondo in San Jose. And to the last count that I have, he has over 169 kids in his program. How are you, Ernie?
I'm doing fantastic, Frank. How you doing?
I'm doing really well. 169 kids? How many classes is that a day dealing with just children?
Dealing with children, well, we start off real early because we have an after-school program that facilitates 30 kids that some of them are nonprofit and can't afford after-school programs. So we go ahead and we pick up them starting at about 1 o'clock and facilitate them all the way until training starts. Our first classes start at 4 o'clock, and every hour after that all the way up to about 10 o'clock.
Well, how did you come about starting this, and what makes you motivated to deal with kids all day? Like I used to have a small wrestling program that had about 75 kids, and I was like, I'm could barely deal with it 2 nights a week. You're doing it every day. Like, how are you doing that?
I'll tell you how it started. It truly started when I actually went through a divorce and sold a $6 million company up in Southern California. And my wife moved up to Northern California, and I moved up here because I didn't want to fight her for the kids. I wasn't going to do that. I wanted to make it a smooth transition. I figured, you know what? Best thing to do is for me to sell off what I had, move up here, and I pretty much retired up here and started a studio with an after-school program because some of the daycare places that were out here were pretty much just housing kids like cattle, and they weren't helping them with homework. They weren't making them accountable. They weren't teaching them, perseverance, integrity, honesty, and it seemed like a place where all the kids, all they did was sit all day until their parents picked them up. And I didn't want that for my kids. So I started a small program, which basically started with my 3 kids. And it's flourished up into 30 plus kids now.
And one of the things about Taekwondo is it's a traditional martial art. It's wrong, along the lines, it's very organized. It's obviously an Olympic sport as well. It's very, every school basically teaches the exact same format, but it's very, very traditional. In mixed martial arts right now, all the traditionalism is gone. There's no more traditional martial arts that are left in there, except for Anderson Silva and GSP are kind of traditional guys that are still holding it together.
Yes, sir.
Are you spending a lot of time trying to teach these kids? Because they see this stuff on TV. They see how a lot of different athletes act when they're on TV. Are you teaching them a very significant amount of traditional, martial art background, bowing, knowing when to bow, how to act towards the students that are higher in belt level than they are? Are you really implementing that?
Absolutely. One of the things that I preach the most, Frank, is that any idiot can kick and punch. There's so many people out there that can just throw a punch and throw a kick and then act disrespectful and not professional. One of the things, as far as our traditional portion of our program, is we're a competition school. So we teach the traditional values, the forms, respect, integrity, perseverance, good behavior, good sportsmanship through competition. A lot of programs that I've come across, they teach the traditional portion of it, but there's nothing for them to test their skills as far as when do you use your being sportsmanship? When do you use being becoming a right person? Our school is very militant. Everything that is done here is yes sir, no sir. They bow onto the mats. They bow off the mats. There is no foul language in our facility. It's not even tolerated, even through the parents. The parents have 67 rules that they have to follow even coming into our studio. We check report cards. We check things that happen at school, at home. We're not just your traditional Taekwondo school. I've really, we've changed our name from Extreme Taekwondo to Extreme Martial Arts because, we teach Taekwondo, Judo. I have a black belt in Judo. I'm also a black belt in Hapkido. And, I've done this many, many years. And the way we keep balance in the studio is by keeping structure and format. And we think that's very important for kids, especially the kids that I'm dealing with, because a lot of them come from a lot of single family homes that don't have too much structure. So we make sure we offer that to each one of our students. It's very important.
Now, how is your view on MMA right now? Like, because coming from a traditional background, you named 3 sports that are very traditional. Hapkido,
Yes.
Judo, and Taekwondo. They're very traditional martial arts.
Correct.
And MMA is not. It's kind of a helter-skelter. It's a mix of everything. What's your personal view on MMA?
My personal view, I got to tell you, I've always been a fan. I've always been a fan of UFC. Here's the crazy part: when the UFC was up for sale, me and two other business partners were actually looking to buy the UFC. If you can believe that.
You could have been the Dana White.
You know what? I got a bald head. I don't know if I would have been the Dana White, but we looked at it, we talked about it, and we just decided, it's just something that we couldn't handle because, just of our experience levels.
Yep.
And then Dana White took it over and made it into a huge monster. And the thing of it is, there are some phenomenal individuals in UFC. You see them show the respect, you show the integrity, the sportsmanship that is needed. Again, you got a lot of these guys out there right now that make the sport look bad. They've taken, you got to remember, this is mixed martial arts. And if you look at the word martial arts is a military term. It's discipline. It's showing your abilities through a proper channel. And you get a lot of these guys that are getting involved in mixed martial arts. I just got done going to an event the other day, and most of these guys look like they just got out of prison. And there's no respect. There's no sportsmanship. It's just all who can beat someone's head in, and that's not what the sport's about. The sport, I think, is a true sport. This is the ultimate sport. We as instructors, we as motivators, as creators of fighters, of combat technicians, we are the ones that are responsible for giving them what they need to perform at a higher level. And I think if you look at GSP, you look at Silva, you look at Machida, these guys are really, really respectful individuals. And sometimes they have their moments like we all do, but for the foremost, a lot of them know how to, carry themselves in a proper way. I think, the more that people understand that this is truly a mixed martial arts, and with martial arts, there's tradition. And the thing of it is, Frank, it's not even, and you don't even have to say it's even tradition. Think about this. How would you treat your own mother? How would you treat your own brother? Right? We treat them with respect. We treat them with integrity. We treat them with, with things that we would want to be treated with. We need more of that in the sport. I think we do. But the thing of it is, there's not an avenue for some of these guys that are coming out wanting to do this sport. Some of them can't even afford martial arts. So what they do is they go in someone's backyard and they start training, and then they end up in an amateur league with no foundation. I think foundation is key. And here at Extreme Martial Arts, we build foundation first. We give your mental, we make you mentally strong. Technique will come. Your sportsmanship automatically is going to be there. We don't allow for unsportsmanlike conduct whatsoever in our sport. My son's getting ready to fight December 15th for the WCS, the World Combat Series. And I do truly believe that he is going to be an example for many amateur fighters coming up. I mean, as far as the respect level, training level, and things that just, that the industry needs to see. When we got involved in mixed martial arts, the biggest thing I told my son was, I said, there's a lot of idiots out there. Don't be one of them.
Yeah.
Be a professional, be a sportsmanship, and make people want to love you. People love you, you're going to go places.
Well, you know what, Master Ernie, we definitely need more instructors like you in the sport. I've gone through my ups and downs with being traditional, trying to live on the edge, trying not to be traditional. And now that I'm older, I lean back towards all my traditional roots, my traditional wrestling, my traditional judo.
Yes, sir.
That's what I lean back to. And the guys I look at and respect, now as a commentator and a broadcaster, what I'm looking at is I'm looking at the guys that kind of envelop that, with the Lyoto Machidas, with the Anderson Silvas, with the GSPs. Like, those guys really are the ones that I want my kids to look up to because of what they're doing traditional-wise. In Lyoto and GSP, they're still very traditional martial arts. They still claim karate as their number one background. Even though they do know everything, they'll still claim a traditional martial art as their game. Is that what you're trying to do with your students, is make them still claim Taekwondo or a traditional martial art when they go and make it to the big leagues?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because the thing of it is, with wherever your foundation comes from, I mean, look at Randy Couture's of the world, look at yourself, look at a lot of these great martial artists that have built the industry. A lot of these guys came from being just top wrestlers, top, competitors, top athletes, right? These are the guys that came in, started dominating because they understand, what it takes to work hard, and where they draw that from is their traditional starting point. They when times get rough, you always fall back on what you're good at.
Right.
So for me, it's if we give you a great foundation in Taekwondo, give you a great foundation in Judo, when times get rough and the pressure's on and people are being disrespectful to you, you know how to close your eyes, sit back, and fall back on your traditional aspects of martial arts to refocus, to recenter yourself.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is Master Ernie Ramirez. He is in San Jose, California, and he owns Extreme Taekwondo in San Jose. It's now Extreme Martial Arts. Ernie, thanks for coming on here. I really appreciate you coming on here with MMA Draft, and we're definitely going to talk to you again because I want to find out how your son does.
Absolutely. I look forward to talking to you, Frank. MMA Draft is a great avenue for everybody. I think, more amateurs, more schools, really need to get involved with you guys, talk to you guys, and put everything out there. Because the only way that this industry is going to really work for the amateurs is that people get involved. I hear a lot of people complaining that these are not right, this is not right, things need to go this way. Get involved. Speak your mind. Let's make some changes so that these guys are going places versus just hitting dead walls and not really going anywhere. It's about the kids. We're getting ready to start off the WCS Extreme Junior Pancration Series. And this is going to be from 5-year-olds to 17-year-olds, mixed martial arts program for competition. So look for that. It's going to be an awesome venue. We're looking at doing one in the middle of April along with the World Combat Series. And these are going to be all for juniors, Frank.
Wow.
No one's doing this the right way. No one. So, I've worked with the United States Olympic Committee for over 22 years. I've ran 5,000 competitors for Taekwondo. Now we're getting ready to jump into the MMA world and start doing it with pancration. And it's just going to be a phenomenal thing. I know that I told Araya about it. I'd love to have, as many top people like yourself maybe attend our grand explosion when we get ready to do this.
All right, well, that's Master Ernie Ramirez. I'm Frank Trigg. This is MMADraft.com, and we'll see you next time.